Well, hey, you are watching the Uber Goat WV. I'm Kevin. Welcome to my world. This is where real stories are riding shotgun, good vibes are taking the wheel, and you never know what's right around the corner. So buckle up, slap that like button, subscribe to my channel, and let's jump in. Today's video is a video that I didn't think I would have to do. I had a video prepared that I was going to do, but this seems a little bit more important right now. I did ask the two girls if I could tell their story, and they said, yes, please do. 2 or 3 days ago, I go to pick up two girls at an apartment building. And I think there were 3 buildings, so it was an apartment complex. They get in the car. Hi, how are you? Good, how are you? How's your evening going? Good, how's yours? That whole thing. We pull out of the parking lot, and we're just having a general conversation. Are you glad school started back up? You know, how was your summer? Blah, blah, all that stuff that I would normally ask of anybody. And the one girl looks at me, and she's sitting in the front seat. No, I'm sorry, she wasn't sitting in the front seat. She was sitting in the back, the second row. She said, "Thank you." You're welcome. I don't know what I did. She said, "No, you're actually just treating us like normal human beings." I said, "That's kind of what I do." She said, "No, you don't understand. Let us tell you what happened to us last night." Okay. Last night, they got an Uber, probably somebody I've driven by hundreds of times. The Uber driver that they got in was playing country music when they got in the car, saw that these two girls were black, and decided to change the channel to, they said it was kind of a hip-hop, more rap than anything. He changed the channel after they got in the car. So they told him, no, we like country music. You can go ahead and change it back. You don't have to change. He said, no, I figured this might be more to your liking. His intent might have possibly been in the right place, but his actions were all wrong. I said, "Are you kidding me?" And they said, no. He saw that we were black, and after we got in the car, changed the channel to something that he thought we would prefer. I'm going to tell you right now, that guy's an idiot. He prejudged them just by the way they looked. He decided what he thought they wanted to hear because of how they looked. I'm going to tell you right now, I was shocked. I started getting kind of angry at that Uber driver. Never met. But I was angry for them. And they said they didn't know what to do. I said, "Well, Elaine, you could have gotten out of the Uber." No. He was taking us. Took us to where we needed to do. Dropped us off, and we got out of the car, and we're hoping we never get him again. I said, "Well, do you remember?" I don't want to know his name, but make sure you remember that name, and if he ever gets you as a request again, cancel the ride, because you don't want to ride with him. He said, "No, we were so upset." I said, "Well, what did you rate them? Rate him?" "Well, we didn't rate him." I said, "Well, that's a problem." "Why is that a problem?" I said, "Because right now, whatever his rating was, 5.0. Let's just say he had a 5.0 rating. And he's treating other people like this, and people aren't not rating him, he will always remain a 5-star driver. So you need to go online, rate him a 1 star. Because he upset you, right? Oh, yes, they were upset. And I said, yeah, I would be upset too. Rate him 1 star. Uber's going to ask, why did you only rate him 1 star and not 5? And at that point, you can explain to Uber why you only gave him 1 star. That, basically he was being racist. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He was being racist, plain and simple. I was upset for them. They said, wow, we never thought about, rating him 1 star and explaining why. I said, yeah. Anytime you don't rate a 5-star, Uber asks the question, why? Why not a 5-star? And you can always explain why. That guy he really doesn't need a star, but unfortunately, Uber does not allow you to give 0 stars. Uber says you have to get at least 1 star. Okay, give him 1 star and explain why. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a friend that drives Uber or you know somebody that drives Uber, show them this part of the video. Don't prejudge your riders. Don't assume they want to hear a specific type of music based on how they look. Don't be a racist. I live in a university town. We have probably 30 different countries represented at the university. There's people from all walks of life in our city. I hear about Uber drivers being racist. I hear about Uber drivers doing horrible things. You always think it's going to happen somewhere else. This happened in my hometown. This happened in the town that I live in. I've probably driven by this guy. I'm just beside myself on this. I am so upset that these girls had to experience that. Then they told me last week they had an Uber driver call them the N-word. Are you kidding me? Why are you driving Uber if you're going to be doing that? You don't deserve to be driving Uber. Don't do that to people. So, when something, and I don't think they rated him, and I said, no, you need to go back, you need to find that. And I wish you could give only a 1/2 star. That guy needs reported. Both of those drivers need to be reported. Especially the one from last week. That is so uncalled for. That is so wrong. I'm sorry I get worked up about this. I got worked up that night about it. I did not want them. I didn't want to take my anger out in front of them. I will tell you what I did. After the ride was over with, I had the app turned off. And I had to pull over. And I just had to yell at myself for a minute. Just to kind of cool my jets. That is so uncalled for. They had to go to the ATM. The ATM is further down the street than where they were going. They had to walk about 2 blocks in a dimly lit area. It's not as well lit as a couple blocks further up. So after they told me this, that they need to go to the ATM, I said, this says we're going down to here. And they said, yeah, we got to go to the ATM. I said, okay. So I turned the app off, pulled up to the ATM, and they said, thank you. And I said, no, I'm going to sit here. After you get done with the ATM, get back in the car. I'm going to drive you to where you need to go. Why, thank you so much. You're awesome. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to be human. I'm just trying to treat you like a human. I'm trying to treat you with respect, the respect you deserve. They get their money out of the ATM. They get back in the car. I drive, it's a one-way street, so I drive down, turn, come back up another one-way street, and turn again. I basically made that was a rectangle. Made the rectangle, found out where they wanted to go, dropped them off. They said, "Thank you so much. We really appreciate this." And I said, "Do you mind if I tell your story? Because I have a YouTube channel." And they said, "Yeah, yes, that would be great." So I'm here to tell that's their story. These girls they didn't deserve that. They did nothing to you. They did not deserve to be treated the way you treated them. Either one of those two Uber drivers. I'm off my soapbox. There are a lot of really good Uber drivers in my town, all over the country, all over the world. There's a lot of great Uber drivers. A lot of, majority of us, our goal is to get you where you need to go safely. Another goal that I have is to keep people from drinking and driving. Now that we have rideshare, it's so easy to not drink and drive. It's so easy to do that now. So, like I say, in my town, these two incidences happened in my hometown. You think it's going to happen somewhere else, but it happened in my hometown. Hopefully, you personally will have great experiences in your Uber drives. The girls did ask me for my phone number because they wanted to request me. Uber doesn't allow requests, so they wanted my phone number, which I have done before. I've given my phone number out. No, I don't charge when I give my phone number out. I don't think that's right because I met you through rideshare, and I just don't. In any case, I'm glad I'm able to tell their story. If you're an Uber driver, don't be an idiot. Treat everybody with respect. Hopefully you have a great day and stay safe out there.